Everyone. I think we are live. I'm Scotty Powell here, Carolina Weather Group. We have a new tornado warning that has been issued. This for Horry County in South Carolina, as well as Columbus County in North Carolina. Let's get to the radar, and we will show you what's taking place right now. As of 2:25, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Adrian or 9 miles north of Conway, South Carolina, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. And that is this storm right here that we are watching. In fact, Conway, if you're in Conway, South Carolina, you need to be in your storm shelter. You can see there's some rotation right over Conway and Homewood. So Conway and Homewood, please be in your safe shelter along Highway 501, Highway 378, and Highway 701. If you live in those areas there in Conway, this is when you come out of Myrtle Beach and you get into Conway and kind of see some splits in the roadway. That is where this potential rotation is there along Highway 501, going into the Anor area and Galveston's Ferry. So again, pretty significant rotation marker there just outside of just out in the Conway area. So please be in your storm shelter right now if you are in Conway, South Carolina, or Homewood. This storm is going to be moving to the north near Loris, Tabor City, as well included in this warning in Horry County. So this storm is moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. It's going to be near Allsbrook around 2:35, Loris, Green Sea, and Goretown around 2:40 p.m., Tabor City around 2:50, and then Sydney, Molly, Williams, and Clarendon around 2:55, and that would be in Columbus County in North Carolina. Other locations that could be impacted would be Loris Community Hospital, Lighthouse Care Center of Conway, and the Conway Medical Center, all in this potential for a tornado. And I'm telling you all, that is concerning right there. We're seeing some indications of some strong rotation there just outside of Conway. So let me put the radar in motion here, and you will kind of see this storm developing just outside of Conway, South Carolina, along 501. This is going to be moving to the northeast. So if you live in Homewood up towards Anor, Loris, you're in this warning. Let me get the latest frame there. Sorry. Loris, you're in the warning, as well as Tabor City. This is going to be moving along Highway 378, I believe is what that is there in Horry County. Let me grab the Google Maps here and make sure I am telling you the right roadway there. It is 701. So Highway 701 moving out of Conway towards Loris, South Carolina. So if you live in Conway or around that vicinity, you need to be in your storm shelter. Again, lowest level of your homes. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And this storm, again, is moving to the northeast around 40 miles per hour. This tornado warning goes until 3 o'clock. So we will monitor this storm right here that's going at least until 3 o'clock. Let me go into the National Weather Service here and see if there's anything going on. Just the tornado warning moving northeast 40 miles per hour. I will say we were on earlier with the tornado warning in Columbus County. That actually unconfirmed reports of a tornado earlier in the day there in Columbus County near Chadburn. And we were talking about that system as well. So some pictures, in fact, we shared it on our Facebook page of the potential tornado, or at least funnel cloud it looked like from earlier today. But right now we are focusing on Homewood. Again, if you live in Homewood community of Horry County, you need to be in your safe place. This is moving to the north of Conway. So it's moving over the Homewood community. You need to be in your safe place as this continues to track up Highway 701 as it moves into the Loris community. So 701, if you live along that highway there north of Conway, you need to be in your safe place as this storm continues to move in your direction. Some of those roadways that you might encounter would be Allsbrook, the little community of Allsbrook, as well as Highway 67. You have Harris Road. You have Gurley Road, Gurley Baptist Church. We have the Myrtle Beach Motocross ATV Park up in that area, as well as CeeLo Road. This is going to continue to move near Miss Ho Pond, J Road, Jolly Road, Cary Road. There's a Dollar General there, the Grand Strand volleyball area, Horry County Stormwater Department, also in this area, Green Sea Road, as well as Highway 45, Highway 19, and Highway 139 that connects with Daisy Road. So those locations in Horry County between Conway and Loris, you need to be in your storm shelter right now. It is a very warm day in this part of South Carolina with temperatures in the 70s. A lot of people may be out on the golf course or outside, but you need to definitely be in your safe shelter now. This is going right along Highway 701 in the Allen community. If you live in Allen, Homewood, and you need to be in your safe place right now. That is Harris Shortcut Road, Alford Road, Broad Street, Long Avenue, the Conway Bypass there, Highway 22, Veterans Highway, Baker's Chapel Road, all of this area that is under the gun with this potential tornadic storm. Again, the rotation just to the north of Homewood, moving into the Allen community along Broad Street there. We have Mount Pisgah Baptist Church, the Highway Patrol office there, the Horry County Recycling Center, Horry County DSS, Department of Motor Vehicles in that area. We also have a Dollar General, like I mentioned earlier, Saddlebrook Mobile Home Park. If you live there or know someone in the Saddlebrook Mobile Home Park, please tell them to seek shelter immediately. Maple Baptist Church, Bird Road, all of these locations, all in the potential of seeing this tornadic system as it moves again out of Homewood into the Allen community. So if you live in the Allen community there between Highway 501 and Highway 22, Veterans Highway Conway Bypass, you need to be in your storm shelter right now. This is again in Horry County, South Carolina, starting to get a lot of lightning with this system. And that's just showing us that it is starting to intensify. So please be in your safe place if you live in that area of Horry County. We have a new tornado warning that is going to be in the Raleigh area, out of the Raleigh area in Johnston County. So let's zoom out of this right quick. Let's go up to, let's go see where this other warning is. This is going to be moving into the Goldsboro area. So we've got now 2 tornado warnings out. This first one, though, is very eerie looking on radar. I'm going to get the other radar product right quick and get it over here to the Johnston County storm with the tornado warning. So bear with me for just a minute. It's going to take a little bit of time for the radar just to load. But again, if you live in Horry County, moving towards the Loris area, you need to be in your safe place as this particular storm moves into your area. Let's see. All right, here is our next storm. Let me get that up here on the panel real quick, and then I'll quickly let you see what it's starting to look like here as it's moving into the area. So we've now got multiple tornado warnings, and we were kind of afraid this might happen today. Let me share the screen for another radar site. This is going to be out of the Raleigh-Durham area. And this is the tornado warning that is up for portions of Sampson County. Let me get you the warning on it. Tornado warning for southern Wayne County, northern Sampson County. And we got another tornado warning. So we've got 3 now on the out right now. So we've got southeastern Johnston County, Sampson County, as well as Wayne County at 2:33. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located 8 miles west of Clinton, moving northeast at 50. A second storm approximately 10 miles to the north is also capable of producing a tornado. So here are these storms right here. Here's the one with Clinton storm. And this is the one we're watching that's getting ready to move into um, just to the west of Goldsboro. So these storms, let's go to this third tornado warning now that is going to be um, issued here for Bladen County. This is Elizabethton town. In fact, let me scroll out of this radar. Let's share screen the other radar product because that's better viewed from the Wilmington area. So now we have 3 tornado warnings that are ongoing right now in the Carolinas. Right here would be this one, and this one looks a little eerie too. Let me update the titles here right quick. Bear with me for just a second. Multiple tornado warnings in the Carolinas. Okay, so we've got the title upgraded there, so that way everybody can now see that we're not just talking about Horry County. We have multiple tornado warnings in this area. So let's recap that. We have 3 tornado warnings currently ongoing. We have the one in Horry County. Let's look at that one first. This one is going to be moving just north of Homewood. This is going through the Allen community and eventually into Loris. This is along Highway 701. The rotation's still there, although it's a little bit weaker just north of Allen. This is again going to be moving to the north at around 40 miles per hour. Loris and Tabor City, you are under the warning with that one. Second tornado warning. This one is going to be for Bladen County, Elizabethtown. If you live in the Elizabethtown area or just north in Bladen County, that is where we are seeing potential rotation. Again, this one is going to be in Bladen County, just north of Elizabethtown. Again, temperature 70 degrees, dew point 64. So a lot of moisture to work with, a lot of instability to work with in this storm. Our third tornado warning, let's switch over to the radar product here. We have, let's get this Raleigh-Durham radar pulled up. Here's the third warning. This is going to be extended into Salemburg, Roseboro, Newton Grove, Mount Olive, and eventually could move into the Smithfield and Goldsboro area. We are watching a few storms that have these little tail ends, these little appendages that could be producing tornadoes. And this one just to the northeast of Newton Grove along Highway 13. So we have 3 tornado warnings now. We have this one in Wayne County and Sampson County. We have a second tornado warning in Bladen County, and then a third tornado warning that is in Horry County and Columbus County, Horry County, South Carolina, Columbus County, North Carolina. So 3 storms all along this patch of moisture that continues to move off of the Atlantic Ocean into this very moist, unstable area in eastern North Carolina and northeastern South Carolina. Again, this is area is under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. tonight. We have already seen 1 tornado warning that could that possibly produce a tornado in the Chadburn area in Bladen County. In fact, if you look on the Facebook page, we have shared a picture from our friend Gannon Medwick, who is chief meteorologist at WECT in Wilmington. He actually had a viewer send him in a picture of the potential tornado. So you can give a look at that. But again, here is our 3 warnings. We have Wayne County, Sampson County, Bladen County, and Columbus County in North Carolina, all under tornado warnings. And then we also have Horry County in South Carolina that is under a tornado warning as well. Let's go through these. The Horry County and southwestern Columbus County, that tornado warning goes until 3 p.m. Our second warning in Bladen County, that will go until 3 p.m. as well. This is for north central Bladen County. And then the third tornado warning that we are watching for Wayne County, Sampson County, and Johnston County goes until 3:15 p.m. So this is a line of storms that is capable of producing some tornadoes moving into the area. So again, I'm Scotty Powell here with the Carolina Weather Group. We are covering 3 tornado warnings right now in eastern North Carolina, as well as the northeastern South Carolina area. The entire area under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. tonight. Very dynamic weather day for the Carolinas, where the western part of North Carolina is under winter storm warnings. The eastern part of North Carolina and northeastern South Carolina under a tornado watch. So we have multiple weather hazards ongoing right now that will continue over the next few hours here in the Carolinas. So let's go back to the radar. Let's go down to Horry County. Let's see. Let's check in on that cell. We will see what is going on down there. And you can see the rotation still there. It's a little bit more broad though. This is going to be moving just outside of Loris, South Carolina on Highway 701. We go into the CCs. Let's see if there's you can see a little bit of a drop there. We'll watch that area again along Highway 701. These colors right here, once we get out of the red into the oranges, it kind of shows a drop, and that could be some debris that's being lofted into the air. So we'll continue to watch that. Did hear NWS wanted to see what they're saying about this storm. This is the new storm in Bladen County. So let's go up to that one. I was getting ready to hit that storm anyway. So this tornado warning for Elizabethtown. The newest update on that is at 2:43, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Ruskin or 7 miles north of Elizabethtown, moving north at 35 miles per hour. Again, possible tornado with this storm. If you live in the Amon area, this storm will be around you at 2:50 p.m. Again, that is in Bladen County, just north of Elizabethtown. You can kind of see this newly redefined tornado warning. Elizabethtown, you are now out of the warning. This is going to be, the storm's going to be just to the north of you. And I can give you some road names here in just a second. Let me load that program up right here. Just give me 1 second here. So this is going to be moving into the Bladen Lakes State Forest, York, over towards Jones Lake State Park. It's going to be moving in that area. This is more of a rural area, but again, still some folks that live in this area. So if you live anywhere near Highway 242, near the Brandy Branch Church, A&E Johnson Park and Cemetery, Indian Creek community, the Lula Long Road area, more up towards the Cape Fear Teen Challenge area. These areas all under this tornado warning. And then again, it would be Amon around 2:50 for another 5 minutes as this circulation continues to move along Highway 242 through Bladen Lake State Forest. So that is the storm there. Let's continue to look at these storms as let's go back down to Horry County, South Carolina. The newest update with that system. Let me pull it up right quick. This was a 2:45 severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado is over Bayboro or 13 miles north of Conway, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. This will be around Loris and Green Sea at 2:55, Tabor City, Clarendon, Cherry Grove, and Molly around 3:05, Sydney and Williams around 3:10. Other locations that could be impacted by this storm would be Loris Community Hospital. So if you live in the Loris area there along Highway 9 in northern Horry County, be on the lookout. And looking back to the south of Conway, you can kind of see there's more storms lining up, and it's things that we're going to have to watch here as these storms continue to move in. Let's go over to the Raleigh area. Let's check in on this tornado warning. We have a new this tornado warning for Cumberland and Sampson counties that continues until 3 o'clock. I have to stop the screen share and get to our second radar product that is over the Raleigh area, covered by the Raleigh area. And again, you can see all kinds of tornado warnings here. Hopefully they'll clear up here soon. But this new tornado warning is for is only going to go for 15 minutes. A short-lived tornado warning for Cumberland, Sampson counties until 3 o'clock. So at 2:46, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is moving through the north of the Elizabethtown area, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Some of the locations affected by the storm will be Clinton at 3 o'clock, Salem Borough, Brushy Lake Natural Area, as well. So if you live in those areas, you need to be seeking shelter. So here's Salem Borough and Roseboro. Again, this is the rotation that we are watching near Clinton. You can kind of see this little S right here. And that S just means there's some inflows, and these little notches is where we can see these quick spin ups develop, and that's what we are watching right now between Roseboro, Salemburg, Van Crossroads, up into Spivey's Corner and Newton Grove. So those tornado warnings again for another 12 minutes, as it is now 2:48 p.m. These storms continue to move to the north at around 50 miles per hour. So we have several active tornado warnings right now in the Carolinas. This area also under a tornado watch until 10 p.m. tonight. That just means that conditions are favorable for a tornado. When you see a tornado warning issued, that means one of a couple of things. Either it's been spotted by a storm spotter, by a local, or it means that radar is indicating some rotation in a particular area. And that is what we are seeing with all of these warnings right now. Nothing that has been confirmed on the ground. Haven't seen anything yet, but all of these locations, at least via radar, is showing some sort of rotation over the area. And so I'm going to scroll through Twitter, because Twitter is a great thing during these events, because you can see what is going on. So I want to see if I can see anything that would show us there could be something going on in this area. Looking through Twitter again, nothing being detected, no damage being shown, no videos or anything like that. So that's a good sign. I don't see anything. Friend of the show, Eric Webb, spotted a wall cloud near Clinton. Let's see if we can pull this up right quick. Let me screen share. Again, doing multiple things here, so bear with me for just a moment, and I will screen share you this wall cloud picture that is been taken from Eric Webb. And so this is in the Clinton area, and you can kind of see this lowering in the sky. This is what we call a wall cloud. It's kind of like a base. That is showing us that there is the potential of seeing something develop. No imminent danger of a tornado, but those are kind of the first signs of seeing one, is when we see these wall clouds. So here, so I'm going to turn the volume down here so I can see if there's anything going on here on the comment section. But again, there's the wall cloud. This is from Eric Webb. This was posted about 5 minutes ago. He is in the Clinton area. So I'll zoom in on that storm here in just a second, kind of show you where he's at. But that is what he is seeing. And we'll stop that, and I'll share the radar that is showing the Clinton area, and you can kind of see what he was looking at. He is looking up in this area. And yeah, that's where we kind of seen that little S, that little inflow notch. And that is where we could see the potential of a quick spin up. So we'll continue to watch that storm. I don't want to lose focus of these other storms. We have this storm back over Bladen County. This is going to be moving really into Sampson County here in the next little bit. And then another storm system, another cell over Horry County. Let's go to that radar, kind of show you what's going on there. So here we are again, rotation not as impressive as it once was. So that's a good sign, at least. That is, at least the rotation wise, is starting to weaken just a little bit. So that is a good sign. We'll continue to watch that as it moves into Columbus County. This tornado warning here in Horry County and Columbus County goes for another 7-8 minutes, but it's getting ready to move into Columbus County. As you can see, this little appendage right here is the area that we're watching, just to the west of Loris, South Carolina. So we'll continue to watch that. But again, tornado watch is out for this area until 10 o'clock. Kind of a very crazy weather day. We have tornado watch in the eastern part of North Carolina and northeast South Carolina. We also have winter storm warnings for the mountains of North Carolina. So a very diverse weather day that has a lot of attention in a lot of different places. So it's a day that you want to stay weather aware as this system continues to move through the Carolinas here on Christmas Eve. Just got a wind report out of the Weather Stem Station in Charlotte, atop Bank of America Stadium. 39 mile per hour wind gust in the Charlotte area. So it's also a windy day across the Carolinas as the southern flow really kicks up into the area ahead of this line of storms that is moving slowly through western North Carolina right now. So again, multiple tornado warnings. We're watching, let's get to this Raleigh radar and kind of check in on it, see what is going on up in this area. Watching this system right here that is near White Oak and Jerome, just to the north of Elizabethtown. That is the tornado warning we were watching earlier. And then we're also watching this cell up here, just north of Clinton. This is near Keener. We're starting to see a little bit more inflow. You can kind of see these red and greens mixing together. And that is showing the possibility of some rotation with this storm. Again, this is just to the east of Keener, along Highway 701 and Highways 421. So if you live on Highway 421, right in this area, that possibly could be a little bit of a rotation signature there with what is going on with this storm. So we will continue to monitor that. I just heard a buzz from the Weather Service. Let's see if they've got any new updates here. No new updates out of the Wilmington office. That's good. Let's go over here to the Raleigh area. We're continuing to monitor this tornado warning for Johnston, Wayne, and Sampson County. This tornado warning remains in effect until 3:15. At 2:53, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 11 miles north of Clinton, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. There are additional storms along this line that are also capable of producing a tornado. It's kind of like a little QCLS squiggly line. Anywhere we see these little inflow notches, we could see a quick spin up develop. Some of the locations that this storm could hit remains to be in rural areas of southern Wayne County, northern Simpson County, and southeastern Johnson County, also including Hobton, Salemburg, Brogden, Roseboro, and Grantham. Best advice right now is if you find yourself in this warning, is to be in the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Make sure you have some sort of helmet on to protect your head from any flying debris. All right, so new tornado warning going to be coming out for this is going to be a new tornado warning out for the system that we were watching in Horry County. So let's go over to that one, and then we'll read the new tornado warning. This is going to be moving right now into Tabor City. So this is going to be for far northern portions of Horry County, southwestern Bladen County, and Columbus County. And this is going to be a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near Clarendon or 10 miles southwest of Wyatteville, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Some of the locations that could be in the storm would be Chadbourn, Southeastern Community College around 3:05, Wyatteville around 3:10, Bladenboro, Abbotsburg, Elkton, and Emerson around 3:25 p.m. So these storms are starting to really get into the area here as we see some uptick in these warnings as the storm continues to move into southeastern North Carolina. Again, a lot of these areas, especially the Chadbourn area, we already seen one warning with this storm, and now one tornado warning with this storm, and now a second one, and possibly the Weather Service just now saying that that storm we were talking about earlier produced a tornado near the Chadburn area, and that was the first warning that we had about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So tornado warning expired now for Horry and Columbus County. Looks like and Bladen County. So this is kind of confusing. So we'll let the radar kind of clear itself here and see where this new warning is. But we've seen some of these warnings be able to expire early. So this is going to be the new warning, this darker red right here. You can see the very just far northern tip of northern Horry County, just north of Loris. This will continue to move into Columbus County as well as Bladen County in North Carolina. And again, these areas under the gun for a second or third time now with a tornado warning. So sorry about that. Let me get you back here to the radar. Let's check up here at the Raleigh-Durham area. We'll see what these warnings are doing. Again, we are seeing a rotation just outside of Newton Grove, just north of Keener. This storm is kind of in like this QLCS line where it doesn't take a lot for a quick spin up. We have these little inflow notches, and they can spin up to a tornado and then quickly spin right back down. So it's going to be kind of hard to target those. But again, if you live in Newton Grove, Clinton, Salemburg, or Roseboro, you definitely need to be in your storm shelter as you are under a tornado watch. If you live in Goldsboro, Princeton, Fremont, Smithfield, Fort Oaks, you need to be mindful of these storms to the south of you and just have a plan if a warning was to be issued. So that is, we'll look at this little storm too, just outside of Pikeville. We'll have to monitor that as it's starting to get a little bit of an appendage on it. So now I think we have 2 tornado warnings. This one in Horry County and in Bladen and Columbus County. And then we have a new tornado warning for, looks like Cumberland and Sampson County. So it's going to be this area right in here, this warning. There's going to be a new warning that just populated. It's going to replace this old warning. So this is going to continue to include Roseboro, Salemburg, Clinton, and Newton Grove. So this is at 2:59, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles northeast of Amon and 12 miles southwest of Clinton, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So this is kind of a line that is formed here. It has these little inflow notches where we could see some quick spin up tornadoes. This dangerous storm will be around Clinton at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other locations to be impacted would be Bushy Lake Natural Area, Roseboro, Newton Grove, Salemburg, and Hobton with this storm system. Let me look through Twitter as you look at the radar here. Again, Twitter is a great thing when we see these severe weather events take place because we can see pictures and videos of what's going on out there. I know we have a few chasers out in the field, and so we'll continue to look. So multiple tornado warnings over the last hour or so here in the Carolinas. Again, one confirmed tornado out of Chadburn. That storm, we have posted a picture on our Facebook page from our friend Gannon Medwick that was sent to him earlier today. That's the only one right now, but we are continuing to monitor the system here and see if we can find any more reports here. Very busy day here. It is Christmas Eve. It is 3 o'clock here on the East Coast in North Carolina. Multiple weather scenarios taking place right now, from winter storm warnings in the North Carolina mountains We have tornado watch and tornado warnings in eastern North Carolina. A busy day across the Carolinas as we approach the Christmas holiday. So again, multiple tornado warnings continue here for the Carolinas. We are going to switch radars. Let's go down to the one out of Wilmington, which serves Horry County. We'll take a look at that and see what's going on down in this area. And you can see this tornado warning. It's going to be just north of Tabor City. We're watching this little inflow notch right here. Yeah, this is where we'd see the rotation. Not very broad, but I mean, not very tight, fairly broad, but it's something that needs to be watched. This area earlier experienced what looks to be a potential tornado. So this is round number 2 for the Chadburn area with potential tornadoes. So again, if you live in this area, you want to be in the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Make sure you have some sort of protection on your head, like a helmet. I prefer goggles to keep your eyes protected as well. It's good to keep your body and your family safe when these warnings get out. And again, be at the lowest level of your home. So we can see a new storm developing over the Forest Brook, Socastee area in Horry County. This is just moving off Surfside Beach and Myrtle Beach. So a lot of lightning over the Conway area. And then it continues to move northwards into southeastern North Carolina. You can see there's the first report of a tornado. That was back around 3:20 earlier today. It was about 1:20, I think, is when this happened. So that's where the first tornado was. But here's the second rotation. Again, doesn't look to be too impressive, but it's still, there's some rotation there. So we need to take it serious. And then our second tornado warning that we are monitoring is up in the Clinton area of North Carolina. And this is Clinton, Roseboro, Salemburg, Van Crossroads, Newton Grove, Clinton, Turkey, Mount Olive as well, and Brogden. So those areas as well in this tornado warning. We're watching this system right here just south of Roseboro. Some rotation signatures being there. We'll continue to watch that for a potential tornado. Let me look back here. Weather Service issuing some updates here. So Horry County, you are now outside of the tornado warning. Tornado warning continues for Johnston, Sampson, and Wayne County, as well as Columbus and Bladen County in North Carolina. So South Carolina, for the moment, you are out of this. Horry County is. And so now we have our attention for Clinton, Mount Olive, Brogden, North Carolina, as we continue to watch this tornadic storm move into your area. So again, Horry County, you are out of the warning. So Columbus and Bladen County, you are now in the warning. You are continuing in the warning, as well as Sampson, Johnston, and portions of Wayne County. This is just south of Goldsboro, Highway 70. There, that connects you between Smithfield and Goldsboro. But Interstate 40, you are in this warning. So if you know anybody traveling from Newton Grove, maybe to the Wilmington area, make sure they are alert of what is going on, because there is a potential tornado in this area, especially near the Clinton area, Roseboro and Salemburg. So again, Keener as well, you want to be on the watch out for this, but Roseboro right now has my attention. This is where we could see some rotation just south of Roseboro, Salemburg. This is an area of interest with at least reflectivity showing some appendage forming, and our velocity showing maybe some rotation. I think I see Evan Fisher there. So Evan is joining us now here with the Carolina Weather Group as we continue to monitor these storms. Evan, a very active day here across southeastern North Carolina with multiple tornado warnings. And as of right now, it looks like we just had one confirmed tornado just north of Chadborough, but multiple warnings going on right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to do this any time of year, but particularly on Christmas Eve. And the forward motion of these storms is really quite impressive. Now that I'm getting tuned in and trying to get settled, well, I know Scotty's been doing this for a little while now. These storms moving northeast at 50 miles per hour or so. So even if you can't drive out of the way of these kind of storms. So these locations that Scotty has been mentioning that we're going to continue to talk about over the next hour. Who knows how long this mornings will last. You guys need to be taking shelter if you're under a tornado warning.
Yeah, definitely so, Evan. And it's finally able to pop in my earbuds there. So hopefully there's no echo going on. But I'll let Evan help get set up there. But we're continuing to watch this line of storms. And this is just, it's kind of, we talk with tropical systems, kind of like a fire hose of moisture just pluming in off the Atlantic Ocean around the Georgetown community in South Carolina through Horry County, and then Columbus, Bladen County, up towards the Sampson, Wayne County, Johnston County areas. So it's just this one little line of moisture that's moving into a very unstable area. A lot of instability there. Earlier in the day, there was some clearing, which allowed for some destabilization of the atmosphere. Temperatures and dew points, temperatures in the 70s, dew points in the mid to upper 60s. So just a lot of moisture and a lot of instability to work with, and enough shear in the atmosphere to create some rotating supercells. And these are more linear. So, if one location sees a storm, it could happen 20, 30 minutes down the road, you see it another storm, and multiple tornado warnings for some of the same counties. So it's just kind of where this plume of moisture is set up right now over the area. I will remind everyone a tornado watch continues until 10 p.m. for eastern North Carolina and northeastern South Carolina. And then on the other side of the Carolinas, we have winter storm warnings up for the North Carolina mountains. So a very diverse weather day here in the Carolinas. Evan, not sure if you're set up, but if you are, I'm going to let you talk for just a minute. I'll give the screen to you because I need to go get something to drink. I'm about to lose my voice.
Sure. You guys can struggle through this with me. I will share my screen and we will look at the radar real quick. So we are focusing on eastern North Carolina. That's where we're seeing these tornado warnings at the moment. And we do have 3 warnings going. We're going to walk through these. I haven't walked through them yet as I've just sat down, but we'll start in the south and work our way north. So our first tornado warning is in effect for another 19 minutes. This is for portions of southwestern Bladen and northwestern Columbus counties in North Carolina. This is a radar indicated tornado moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. Locations that need to be that are included in this warning. This is some, but not all of the locations in this warning. Some of those locations are Whiteville, Southeastern Community College, and let's see, zoom in on the map here. So this is just north of Tabor City and Bladenboro. You guys look to skirt just to the west of this main circulation, but it's going to be a close call. We are seeing this move northeast. So you guys are going to be certainly close enough to need to take shelter. A little bit further down the line, since these storms are moving fast, Elizabethton in another 30 minutes or so. Let's see, that has it near Elizabethton at 3:23, 3:26. So 30 minutes from now, you guys are going to be seeing, or 20 minutes from now, you'll be seeing impacts from this storm. Moving up the line, we have another tornado warning. Actually, we have overlapping tornado warnings, which is a little bit confusing, but we will go with this middle one to see what's going on with this. This is for portions of northern Sampson and southeastern Johnston counties in North Carolina. Once again, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. And as of just 7 minutes ago, it was located a little ways north of Mount Olive, North Carolina. Some of the cities included in this warning are Clinton, Mount Olive, Roseboro, Newton Grove, Salemburg, Hopton, Brogdon, Grantham, and Marmac. So if you are in any of those locations that we just mentioned, or you live near one of those locations, please go ahead and take shelter. This is a radar indicated tornado, so we don't have confirmation yet, but it is certainly possible that a tornado could be produced at any time and cause significant threat to life and property. Moving north, there is a third warning, and this one expires in 2 minutes, so we're going to have to see what they do with this. But this is for northern Sampson and southeastern Johnston counties. And before I read out the cities in that, let's pull up the velocity scans. So if I had to guess, this warning that we're just now talking about that expires in 3 minutes is for this little area of rotation right here. That's to the west of Brogden and the southwest of Goldsboro. I believe that rotation is now getting ready to outrun its tornado warning, so we'll see if they reissue that. And the one that we talked about a minute ago for Roseboro, Clinton area, that is this little circulation right here. So I know we have overlapping warnings. It looks a little confusing. It's a little confusing to everyone involved, but it's two separate areas of circulation. And truthfully, if you made it through the first one, you're not necessarily in the clear. The second rotation will be coming up on the heels of the first in about 20 minutes. So it's going to be back to back. If you're in these warnings, go ahead and stay in your safe place for a while. We are going to wait and see if this northernmost warning gets reissued. And if that does happen, it could include portions, if not even Goldsboro proper, which is certainly concerning to see this heading towards a larger city center. Obviously, we don't want it anywhere, but the more homes, the more risk there is to something getting hit. Let's go ahead and switch. Yeah, go ahead.
Evan, I was going to say, I've been looking a lot of radar over the last hour or so, but that's pretty impressive cell that's just outside of Goldsboro. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see an extension of that warning. I mean, that has all the looks to it. I don't want to say there's nothing on the ground. Maybe nothing on the ground, but at least signature-wise, that's one of the more impressive ones I've seen today.
Absolutely, and we can kind of walk this back just a little bit. This is where we can track it from when it was further back towards Keener, and that was right in this location, and now it has moved all the way to the north up to here over the last 15 or so minutes. So moving northeast at that 40 to 50 mile an hour clip. I believe this expires, and it says it's expired now, so if they're going to reissue that, it'll be in the next few moments. Zooming out, kind of big picture, just so you guys understand where we are, where these little cities and towns are. We are looking at eastern North Carolina, and really even more specifically southeastern North Carolina into maybe central eastern North Carolina. So down and just to the west of Wilmington is where our southernmost warning is. We did see that warning cross over from South Carolina not too long ago. So it is entirely in North Carolina at this point. But there are other storms down near Myrtle Beach that need to be watched closely. And in fact, any storm along this entire line needs to be watched closely for the development of some rotation, as this is a very, very hot environment for tornado threat.
Evan, looking through some of the Weather Service information, storm spotters reported a rotating wall cloud just west of Whiteville at the intersection of Midway Road and, get this, Rough and Ready Road. So it may be rough and it may be rough on Rough and Ready Road, but rotating wall cloud there in the Whiteville community. I have seen some.
That's that southernmost cell, correct?
Yes, that would be the one in the most southern part, which is we've already seen one tornado in Bladen County, Columbus County, in that area. So we'll continue to watch that. We'll say that we've down to 2 warnings now. There's not been an extension of that cell. Now that I say that, I hear another alert in my ear. There's a new tornado warning for Johnston and Wayne County. This will go until 4 o'clock. This will include areas near Mount Olive. Let's see. Mount Olive is tornadic storm. Located 11 miles northwest of Mount Olive, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Goldsboro, this storm will be around Goldsboro at 3:35, and Fremont around 3:45. Other locations impacted would be Grantham and Brogden and Marmac. So that storm that we were talking about in Goldsboro, that was really impressive looking. I think you've got it on screen right now. It's is tornado warned now. And if you're in Goldsboro, you need to be in shelter now, because that is one of the more impressive radar signatures that we've seen. And I think we've got a new tornado warning out for Horry County and Columbus County in North Carolina, Horry County in South Carolina. This is going to be a new storm capable of producing a tornado 9 miles north of 9 miles east of Conway. This is going to be moving towards Loris, South Carolina. This is near the Hammond community. This is going to be around Hammond at 320, Longs around 325, Goretown 330, Loris at 335, Dula at 340, Tabor City, Bethel, Molly, Nakia, Sydney, Bug Hill around 3:45 p.m. and Loris Community Hospital at 3:35. So this area again, this is the second or third warning that we've seen. And again, Evan, it kind of just tells you this line of moisture that's coming off the Atlantic is really in the most unstable environment and a lot of shear in this area. And it's not taking a lot for these storms to start to rotate.
Absolutely. And with this new tornado warning, we do have some broad rotation on it at the moment. Doesn't mean a tornado can't still form, but this isn't the most threatening signature we've seen all day, but still one to be taken seriously. One of the great things about the storm chaser community is that we have tons of reports constantly coming in from folks that are out in the field watching these storms, taking pictures and reporting back to the National Weather Service about what they see. And through the National Weather Service, we also get to see those reports. So if any kind of touchdown happens here or any damage occurs, we certainly would get those reports quickly, which is a blessing because radar only goes so far. If that tornado were to be on the ground or being produced at the moment, it would be somewhere in this area. This is a little area of concern right now, right where this couplet gets tight. So that's where we're thinking there could be potential for a tornado as it moves northeast and lifts up into southeastern North Carolina. Thankfully, this is a ways away from the coast and a slightly less populated area, Scotty. But there's a lot of big cities in eastern North Carolina. As we go throughout the day, this could be a tricky situation.
Definitely so. And this is kind of, we were talking about the Interstate 95 corridor and portions to the east was under the biggest threat of severe thunderstorms. And if you look at radar and you overlay that with a map, all these storms are about 20 miles east of Interstate 95. So the Storm Prediction Center really highlighted this area well when they
sorry to interrupt, but look at this storm near Clinton. I believe I just had velocity on. This is one of the tornado warning cells just west of Clinton, North Carolina, just north of Bonnetsville. I believe a lot of this is likely inflow wrapping into the storm, but with a bit of a hook echo on radar, that's an impressive signature. That's one that needs to be monitored closely and could put down a tornado without us ever really seeing it on radar, which is very concerning and why this is for a radar indicated tornado, but not necessarily kind of confirmed tornado.
That's a great point, Evan. These likely will produce short-lived tornadoes can still be strong tornadoes, so don't misconstrue the both of them. But these could be really quick spin-ups and, a scan or two, and then they're gone off radar. So that's just kind of the environment we're in. But again, the Clinton area, watching that system, as well as, Goldsboro. If you live in Goldsboro, again, you need to be in your storm shelter. Just looking at some of the observations, we got temperatures in the 70s, low 70s in Goldsboro with a dew point of 64 and partly cloudy skies with south winds gusting to 32. So that kind of shows you that warm, moist air just being lofted into this unstable environment. And we have a cold front back to the west, and it's kicking off just enough instability in the atmosphere that this entire line of moisture is just rotating. We've got 4 tornado warnings right now from Raleigh, south of Raleigh, to the Myrtle Beach area in South Carolina. So again, only one confirmed tornado so far. In fact, if you're just now watching us, we shared a picture on our Facebook page about an hour ago of a tornado, and it was a pretty large tornado. It looked like to be, at least the picture-wise, near the Chadburn area. So Evan's got some observations up. Evan, go ahead.
Yeah, so just like you were saying a minute ago, Scotty, we do see some impressive moisture in portions of eastern North Carolina and eastern South Carolina. Now, mostly for central and eastern South Carolina, excluding the coastal areas, it's more of a heavy rain at the moment. than the severe threat. But for the area that's under the enhanced severe threat in eastern North Carolina, we're seeing those temperatures in the low to even mid 60s and temperatures in the 70s, which is incredible considering that there's already snow falling in western North Carolina. We won't harp on that too much, as much as I'd love to. But seeing these southeasterly winds, that's really what was causing the severing with height. And if we could see the upper atmosphere, and I'd pull it up later, but there is a distinct veering in the wind as we go up in altitude, and that's what's causing these storms to spin. And with ample moisture, these things are just going off one after the other in a continuous, almost training line of tornado warnings, which is very concerning. And you're right, Scotty. Before we flip back over to radar coverage, you can see that cold front is already approaching from the west. It's already into eastern Tennessee, getting ready to cross into western North Carolina. So it's amazing to see two totally different weather situations unfolding in the Carolinas right now.
It is, and for it to be Christmas Eve, I mean, how else to spend the last week of 2020 with winter storm warnings and tornado warnings in the same state on the same day. On the same day. Speaking of tornado warnings, we have a new one. This one's going to be issued for Bladen and Columbus County until 4 o'clock. Make sure I'm reading the right one. There's so many. This one is going to be a storm capable of producing a tornado located over Abbotsburg or 9 miles southwest of Elizabethtown, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. I feel like I've mentioned Elizabethtown a lot today. This storm's moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Transponder reported a funnel cloud, so that's new on this, a funnel cloud with this storm on Highway 701 west of Whiteville, but no tornado visible at the time that this report was submitted. Again, Elizabethtown and Bladen Community College, this storm will be in your area around 3:35, Ruskin at 3:40, White Oak around 3:45, and Amon around 3:55. Other locations to be impacted will be White Lake, Clarkton, Dublin, and Bladen County Hospital. This includes Route 74 near mile markers 382 and between mile markers 391 and 392. And Highway 74, a very popular road, especially if you're traveling from the Charlotte area to Wilmington, and a road that is used by a lot of folks. So be mindful of that as you, if you know anyone traveling or if you are traveling, be sure to be mindful of any change in weather conditions. That's pretty large tornado warning. And again, this one has a confirmed funnel cloud, but at the moment of the report, there was no tornado because you have to have that funnel cloud reaching the ground for it to be a tornado, Evan. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. I think you've got that pulled up here on radar scope.
Yeah, so this is an extension of the previous tornado warning that we saw near Whiteville. Now, if you are still in that Whiteville area, don't let your guard down. There's another storm coming up from the south that will likely have you back in a tornado warning shortly. But for now, the storm that was near Whiteville about 5 minutes ago has lifted north and is rapidly approaching Elizabethton. It's a concerning look, just one after the other. Like you said, Scotty, this is not the first time we've said Elizabethton in the last hour. It's not good for folks in eastern North Carolina.
No, and you just look at it. If you imagine, if you're good with geography, if that's one of your things, if you look on a map and you look at Myrtle Beach, Highway 501, that's how you get into Myrtle Beach. So if you look from Highway 501 and you just look north along 701, you have about 150 miles that are almost polygon touching polygon with tornado warnings. So from Goldsboro basically to Myrtle Beach right now, that line is under some sort of tornado warning. And right now we've got a report of a funnel cloud. We had one confirmed tornado earlier today, but right now 5 tornado warnings that stretch over 150 miles from Goldsboro to the Myrtle Beach area in South Carolina. So a very stormy day, and a day that a lot of people don't associate with severe weather, but we know here in the Carolinas, severe weather season is 12 months a year. We don't really take a break from that. And wintertime we sometimes see a peak in severe weather season, especially when we have La Nina winters, which is what we are in right now. But that all quickly comes to a change. These places are under a tornado warning right now. This time tomorrow, we'll barely be getting out of the mid to upper 30s. So a very potent cold front moving into the area that's already producing snow back in western North Carolina, and right now producing tornado warnings in eastern North Carolina and northeast South Carolina. Evan, let's you've got radar scope up, so
Yeah.
I'll let you keep your screen up. Let's start south to north. Let's go over Horry County. Let's kind of look at these storms one by one and kind of detail what's going on there, and we can kind of let everybody know what's going on. So this first one in the Loris community, that's probably the biggest populated area under this warning. Then into Tabor City, but again, like Evan talked about earlier, this is a very rural area. So hopefully a lot of homes not in this polygon, but that storm moving to the northeast, I think around 40 miles per hour, moving out of Horry County into Columbus County, North Carolina. So that is the first tornado warning. And then we go up, and I think basically the northern part of Columbus County into Bladen County has the second tornado warning, and this goes until 4 o'clock, so another 30 minutes or so. This storm is near Abbotsburg, and it continues to move to the northeast. So you can kind of see, Evan, this line is moving from southwest to northeast, and that's where all these tornado warnings. Good news is Bladen County and Columbus County, at least one of those warnings has been allowed to expire. So again, Wyattville in this warning, as well as Chadburn up towards Clarkton, Abbotsburg, Bladenboro, Elizabethtown, White Oak, another White Lake area that is under this. And then you get more into the Raleigh-Durham area where a new tornado warning has just been issued. Again, this is for, I just lost it on my screen, so hopefully it'll populate here in just a minute. But I think it's for that area right there that just expired. They're reissuing that one. This would be for Selma, Pine Level, and Kinley, North Carolina until 4 o'clock. So we'll probably see that warning populate here in the next little bit. And then the last warning to the north, that includes Goldsboro, Elroy, Brogdon, up to Pikeville and Fremont. And Goldsboro, pretty, sizable town there, very populated. So we'll have to watch that. And yeah, I think that's all of them.
Yeah, we just got a reissuance of the one down in Horry County in Columbus, North Carolina. But no new warnings at the moment, just monitoring these current 4 areas of circulation throughout eastern North Carolina.
Somebody just tweeted to us. I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't get your name, but said Interstate 40 under winter storm warnings and tornado warnings at the same time. So you think of it, if you think of North Carolina, the eastern part of Interstate 40 suffered tornado warnings, and the western part under a winter storm warning. So this kind of shows you how diverse the weather is today in the Carolinas, Evan.
Absolutely. Yeah, and just to hit this home one more time, I know we said it a lot, but these are training storms. Not only are we looking at the threat of flash flooding in some areas that have seen numerous storms come through, but we have already seen several storms producing, or at least with tornado warnings, move through the same areas multiple times. We saw reports earlier from Chris Jackson that he was posted in southeastern North Carolina on a tornado warned storm, and he sat there. That storm moved away from him, and another storm moved right back up into perfect positioning for him to watch. So we're seeing this training effect, and we've got some moderate tornado signatures on all 4 of these storms. That's why they have warnings on radar indicated warnings. But I've got to say, Scotty, the one that's caught my attention the most is this one up near Clinton over the last little bit. It's got a really strong area of inflow and what looks to be potentially a nice area of rotation. So it's just north of Clinton now. And this is actually the new warning Scotty mentioned a minute ago that has been issued. So let me go ahead and read out the details for this, because I don't think we were able to shortly a few minutes ago. So this
Evan,
is go ahead.
Just to kind of, while it just popped up, a funnel cloud's been reported with this storm you're about to talk about. So
Yeah. So this is western Wayne County, northeastern Sampson County, and southeastern Johnston counties, and central North Carolina. I can see why there's a funnel cloud being reported with this because it is an impressive signature on radar. Obviously, the folks at National Weather Service are monitoring it, and that's why there is a tornado warning on this storm. If you're inside this tornado warning, that could be locations such as, let me pull up the cities list. There is not a cities list. So we'll just zoom in and look at them. Locations such as Keener, Van Crossroads, Newton Grove, to the west of Greensboro, Princeton. You guys are a little ways out, but you are still in this warning, so definitely be taking shelter. Pine Level, Selma, Micro, and all the way up there, we've got Kinley, and Fremont and Pikeville. You guys are in this warning too. And actually, you guys are in two warnings at the same time. So don't be confused. If you're under a warning, one or two, doesn't matter. Take shelter immediately. Lowest level of your home into your room away from doors and windows if you can. You want to be as far away from the outdoors and behind the solid wall to take shelter from these storms. And this is that area that could potentially, and actually is currently producing a funnel cloud just to the south of Newton Grove and to the southwest of Goldsboro, moving northeast at 40 to 50 miles per hour. This is quickly going to be approaching the Goldsboro area, if not just to the west of Goldsboro, over the next 15 minutes, Scotty. This thing's moving so fast, it's going to be there soon.
Yeah, looking back towards Clarkton, this would be in Columbus County, near the Lisbonton area, and there's a lot of lightning with this system, Evan. Train spotters reporting a funnel cloud visible from Mckee Road and North Carolina Highway 211. This funnel cloud they're starting to lose the visibility though due to heavy rain. So that's kind of telling us that these are becoming rain wraps. So you may not actually see a funnel. You just may see a big old curtain of rain, and embedded in that could be a spin up. New tornado warning continues for Bladen County until 4 o'clock. This is for that storm located over Elizabethtown. And again, a lot of lightning from Elizabethtown to Clarkton. And normally, Evan, when we see this big jump in lightning, that tells us a few things. The most important thing is this storm continues to strengthen and the cloud tops are beginning to grow and get into that colder environment aloft, which produces the lightning. And normally when we see big lightning upticks like this, it's followed by the potential of seeing a tornado touchdown. So we're going to have to watch this area pretty closely.
Absolutely. And looking down at this southernmost storm, the one that is crossing from Horry County into southern Columbus County, North Carolina, it looks like there's several areas of rotation within this. But primarily, I would assume, I'm not sure which area is the main rotation. But if
that
this
area
little
right there,
couplet is, if that's
that
legitimate and not a function of some kind of radar graphic, and this is an actual couplet, which has just weakened with this newest scan. But that was a pretty tight couplet there. One of the more impressive, albeit small, that we've seen of the day. That's all it takes to produce a tornado. Any one of these four storms is currently warned could produce a tornado at any moment. So that's why we keep harping on, if you're in these warnings, take shelter now. Even if you don't see it, even if you're in the rain, or even if there's blue sky, just go ahead and take shelter. If you're under a warning, the National Weather Service knows what they're doing, and they've issued it for reasons because it's heading your general direction.
Yes. Right now we have 3 tornado warnings currently ongoing. Let's go up to this one at Newton Grove. Again, that rotation between Van Crossroads, Newton Grove, heading towards Goldsboro. That one is, again, it's pretty impressive there. On the reflectivity, you kind of see a little appendage hooking on there towards the end, and then the velocities, you got Evans circling it right now. That is kind of where we're watching. Sometimes you may have heard of a tail-end Charlie or something like that. You get these tail-end of the storms where we see the inflow, and that is where right now this area is under the tornado warning. This goes until, I want to say 4 o'clock. It does go until 4 o'clock. And again, this is for Wayne, Sampson, and Johnston County. Goldsboro included in this storm, Pine Level, Princeton, Kinley, these locations all need to be Newton Grove. We're seeing some lightning out of this as well. So also tells me it's starting to intensify a little bit. So this whole line from Newton Grove up to Princeton, Kinley, you need to be alert in your lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That way it keeps you protected from any flying debris. And just hunker down as these storms. And again, Evan, most likely you're not going to see a tornado. It's going to be wrapped in rain. Not that you need to go out and see it, but a lot of people want to see visual confirmation. And we deter you from doing that. But let's be honest, we've done it before. We want to see if we can see it first. And so just head inside, seek shelter, and wait for this storm to pass through your area.
Absolutely. Scotty, I'm gonna let you drive radar real quick.
Okay.
Gotta step away. I'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah, let's I'll go ahead and take the screen here from Evan for just a minute. We'll continue to show what is going on with this system. And again, we are watching this area. You may see a little bit of difference between Evan's radar and mine. Where Evan was using radar scope, I have GR Gibson Ridge product. Works off the same thing, just different presentation look. So that's the difference you may see a little bit there. But right here is Interstate 40. This rotation located over Highway 701 and Interstate 40. That is what we're going to watch there for the potential of some rotation moving through. Again, this would move just to the east of Newton Grove, eventually up into the Goldsboro area. We're also watching this area up here, very broad though. But it's something that we'll continue to watch over Kinley. Let's go back down here towards Elizabethtown, and we can kind of see. In fact, let me switch radar products there. Let's go to the Wilmington Radar, and that way you can get a better idea of what it looks like. So here's Elizabethtown. We're watching this, a lot of lightning. This tells me that it's really starting to strengthen a little bit. Let's go to the CCs. See if we see any lowering. I don't really see any lowering there, but we do see a lot of lightning. That's actually a hail icon right there. So it could actually be producing a little bit of hail, or that's very heavy rain with this storm. And then our third tornado warning continues for portions of Columbus County, almost into Brunswick County and Horry County. This is going to be just to the east of Loris, along highways 9, moving from Long, South Carolina to Loris. There's a lot of golf courses up in this area right now, a lot of heavy rain and the potential for some rotating thunderstorms. As we look back, we can kind of see here's the front slowly pushing through the area. So it's really squeezing out this very moist air over the Interstate 95 corridor, and that's where we're seeing again these tornado warnings 1, 2, 3. We do have some flood warnings, river flood warnings, things like that. But 3 tornado warnings currently ongoing right now in the Carolinas. Horry County into Columbus County is 1. Then we have another tornado warning storm over Elizabethtown. I think this is tornado warning number 3 or 4 for you in Elizabethtown. And then our third tornado warning, which has had a history of producing a funnel cloud just outside of Salemburg. This is moving into Newton Grove and then eventually up into the Fremont, Princeton, and Goldsboro community there in Wayne County. So those are the tornado warnings ongoing. You can kind of see we have some coastal flood warnings, coastal flood advisories out for the Outer Banks into the Emerald Isle, the Emerald Coast as these storms continue to move. But you kind of see this fetch of moisture out over the ocean, comes ashore over Horry County, and then rides up and along the Interstate 95 corridors. So again, looking at radar, no new updates. Let me, as you continue to look at radar, let me look through the Twitter feed here and see if we can see anything that's anyone's posted here. Normally Twitter, a lot of storm chasers out there use Twitter, and we can kind of see some verification of what's going on. Let's see. I don't see anything, which is good. I don't see anything being reported, so that is good. So we'll continue to monitor these storms, and again, with it being these storms continuing to line up the coast. Again, nothing that just jumps out and screams at us, but just little areas of rotation here and there. And that's why we do see these tornado warnings ongoing. So we'll continue to monitor the situation here and keep you up to date. Let me go over to the Raleigh radar here and show you what's going on up here towards the Goldsboro community. Here's what we're watching. This rotation right now outside of Newton Grove. This is going to continue to be moving to the northeast. So if you live in Marmac, Goldsboro, Belfast, Pikeville, Princeton, Micro, you want to be in your storm safe place. This is just going to pass just to the northwest of Mount Olive. This is already tracked across Interstate 40, kind of running parallel with Highway 13 as it moves out of Newton Grove. So again, that area of rotation needing to be watched. But again, this is a very unstable environment that these storms are in. But again, nothing really just screaming out and saying, oh, there's a definitive tornado there. That one rotation that we were watching just outside of Newton Grove, that's the one of interest. But as we look back over Elizabethtown and up into or down into Horry County, some rotation there, but nothing that just really screams out and says, hey, there's definitely a tornado on the ground. So the tornado warning for Horry County and Columbus County in North and South Carolina has been expired. So now we're down to two tornado warnings. The first one up here in Bladen County, and then we're watching that line of storms that is moving into the Newton Grove and Goldsboro area again. So those two areas were down. We were at one time, I think, 5 or 6 tornado warnings. Now we're down to 2. So that's the way we like to see it as these storms continue to move in from the coastline up and along the Interstate 95 corridor. So Evan, it's 3:45. I think these warnings go for a handful of minutes. I think a couple more minutes here, but at least nothing really just dire right now, it looks like, here on radar.
Yeah, there's a big velocity signature up near that Newton Grove storm, but a lot of it appears to be inflow, not necessarily your typical tornado velocity signature TVS. So we're watching that closely, but if you would like to watch radar on your own and you see this, you can't see that signature because I'm not sharing my screen. If you see this signature right here, a lot of that, if you flip it over to reflectivity, is inflow. So this inflow region in here. So don't be fooled by that. There's certainly rotation going on there, and this is a strong storm, I believe, with lightning, as you were just showing a minute ago, Scotty. But for now, nothing confirmed on either of these 2 tornado warnings that we're monitoring. And we're certainly happy to see them down to just 2 as opposed to several that we had earlier.
Yeah, and it looks like the Weather Service in Raleigh, as they get up to that area, instead of tornado warnings there, now going severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning just to the east of the Raleigh, downtown Raleigh area. That's over Clayton and those areas, Nightendale, Wendell. Those are some severe thunderstorm warnings. I just heard a buzz in my ear. Looks like they are continuing the tornado warning over Bladen County until 4 o'clock. So we do have these ones, but like Evan said, if you look just strictly off velocity, it looks kind of scary, but it doesn't really line up too well with reflectivity. So a lot of inflow with these storms. But again, nothing really screaming out to us right now, Evan. So what we'll do is let's maybe watch them for the next 4 or 5 minutes. And if nothing changes, we can log off for the time being, and we'll continue to monitor this. Why this is going on, I know you've been itching to talk about it. Let's talk snow.
Yeah, so we are starting to see that cold front work its way into eastern Tennessee, and actually now it's bordering on the North Carolina-Tennessee border. I'll take us on a little magic carpet ride over to the western part of North Carolina, where a whole other world of weather is unfolding. You can see this radar beam is blocked by mountains. Not surprised. If you're from the area, you're used to this. But we are starting to see reflectivity increase across eastern Tennessee as our trough gets closer and closer to going negative tilt. Once it does, we're really going to see a convection firing across, I say convection, we're going to see precipitation rates increasing across western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. There was a mesoscale discussion issued not too long ago regarding snowfall rates in this area and saying they could potentially border 1 to 2 inches per hour by this evening. Let's see, it's 3:45 now. By 5 o'clock, we could see a lot of areas changing over to snow. So just an hour and 45 minutes from now, we could see a lot of areas across West North Carolina begin to make that transition over to snow, especially closer to the North Carolina-Tennessee border. By 7 o'clock, will likely be all snow across the mountains of West North Carolina as this precipitation moves through with those potentially 1 to 2 inches per hour snowfall rates. We have seen isolated flurries throughout the day in some high elevation locations. It's just wintertime. It's actually cold enough up there to have some flurries, but just not quite cold enough to accumulate during the day today. But I know that myself and a lot of folks in this area are certainly excited to see some snow. We've all got our fingers crossed for maybe even a white Christmas tomorrow morning.
Evan, I'm really torn here in the foothills. I need to put out an update, and we're continuing to monitor. For those who see the titles, tornado warnings, we're continuing to monitor 2 tornado warnings in eastern North Carolina, but again, nothing really on radar screaming at us. So we are taking a brief moment to talk a little bit about the snow. Normally, 9 times out of 10, 99 out of 100 times. Let me check these alerts here that just beeped in my ear and make sure I'm not missing anything. So there's just an update. Sampson County no longer in the tornado warning. So anyways, it's hard to get rain transitioning to snow. We like to call it cold air chasing moisture off the mountains. But we continue to see the GFS, Euro, HRR, the NAM is all showing that for at least portions of the Interstate 40 corridor tonight. And it's hard because history tells me it's not happening, but the models are so consistent on it. It is happening, and it is 2020, and there's no scientific anything about it being 2020, but it's possible we could see a little bit of moisture transition into wintry precip even outside of the mountains this evening.
Absolutely, and going into tomorrow, another fascinating aspect of this is there's another vortex, the area of high energy, moves over the Carolinas midday tomorrow during the daytime, which is exciting. There is potential for some isolated flurries and scattered snow showers across the whole Carolinas, just about. I'm not sure the National Weather Service has included that in their text forecast. We've been seeing it consistently on the HRRR and the NAM models. So it's fun to watch. It'll mostly be a novelty snow, if anything. Not expecting any huge impacts with that during the day tomorrow. But as of now, we are seeing that rain snow line advance eastward, currently just west of Morristown and just east of Knoxville. So we kind of watch that. That's this blue line right here. But we look for that on the correlation coefficient on radar. And you can see that where that little line is, that's where it's changing from rain all over here to snow on this backside. And I would bet if we animate this, we see that move pretty quickly eastward over the last few frames. Yeah. So it's quickly marching east. But speaking of east, we do have tornadoes in eastern parts of the Carolinas. So I suppose we'll transition back over to this to do a little check.
Yeah, 2 ongoing tornado warnings. The first one over Bladen County. This is north central Bladen County until 4 o'clock. So another 8 or 9 minutes. This storm has some rotation in it, could potentially produce a tornado near White Lake or Bladen County Hospital in this warning. The second warning is for northeastern Sampson County is out of it, but it continues for Johnson and Wayne County. and this goes until 4 o'clock as well. So both warnings until 4 o'clock. So another 7 minutes. So we'll hang out with you for another 7 minutes. I don't know if these will be extended. Nothing on radar just telling me, hey, they're going to extend this, but they could. So we'll watch that. A couple of programming notes. We'll probably be live streaming some snow cams tonight as the snow really starts to fall in the Carolinas. But it's you were talking about those snow potential tomorrow, Evan. I've told a few people who've asked me about it. It's kind of like a summertime setup where every day we wait to see where these summertime convective thunderstorms pop up. Tomorrow is the opposite. We're going to be seeing where these convective snow showers pop up. And that's going to be interesting to watch too, because you could be in Columbia, South Carolina, and maybe see a snow flurry, or Charlotte, or Greensboro, or Winston-Salem. It's not necessarily going to be confined to the mountains and the foothills. So something to watch tomorrow as well.
Absolutely. We've got those winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, and wind chill advisories. I believe it's an advisory for the wind chill currently out for Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, Southwestern Virginia. If you're in any of those areas, near those areas, winter is coming quickly. And it's coming for all of the Carolinas, but we're going to particularly see those dangerous impacts in the western portion of North Carolina. So we're going to see a flash freeze tonight. Temperatures could drop as much as 20 degrees in less than 2 hours this evening over that area. So all of the rainfall that fell today will quickly freeze. We'll see a very sudden changeover to heavy snow, with maybe even a slight interlude of some mixed precip before we hold on to a warm nose. But then we're going to see heavy snow, and it's just heavy rates, a flash freeze, temperatures quickly falling into the upper 20s and into the teens by later tonight. It's a perfect recipe for some minor accumulations, even down into the valleys. So despite the travel impacts, we certainly are kind of hoping selfishly for some of that to play out.
Definitely so. I think I'm taking a trip to the mountains tomorrow to see it snow. So we'll see. But again, it's about 3:55. These tornado warnings continue for another 5 minutes. So we're going to hang out with you for another 5 minutes. There is one severe thunderstorm warning also ongoing over the Clayton area just to the east of Raleigh. That includes Wendell, Zebulon, Knightdale, as well as Bunn and Rollsville. They're in the Raleigh area. So this line actually, as it gets to the Raleigh area, it's really starting to look a bit weaker. But again, several of these areas under tornado warnings multiple times today. Speaking of, we have a new tornado warning. This is for Cumberland and Sampson County. This is going to go until 4:30. This is that storm that's over Elizabethtown that we're going to continue to watch. So this is kind of just that storm being rewarned, I guess, for Clinton, Roseboro, and Garland. But we'll continue to watch that. Evan, I do think you have it up on radar right now.
Ooh, I just took it off. You want to put yours up?
I can't. I was going to say the Bladen County tornado warning, that has been expired, but there was a funnel cloud there on the Key Road at Highway 211 from that tornado warning. So now we just have the two tornado warnings. Let me screen share here and show you what's going on. So here's this is the tornado warning we're watching now here in the Clinton area. Again, we're probably going to log off at 4. We'll continue to watch this, but I know all of us, we've got some things we've got going on too. We'll continue to keep you updated on social media as well, but we're going to continue to watch this tornado warning. That continues for till 4:30, and this tornado warning up here for Wayne County and for Johnston County should expire at 4 o'clock, and then we have the severe thunderstorm warning over the Clayton area. So again, pretty stormy day, and I can see there's a special marine statement out for off the coast of Myrtle Beach. So normally what that means is there's a rotating thunderstorm out there that could be producing a water spout. So we'll watch that as it moves into the Myrtle Beach area. But again, very diverse weather day across the Carolinas. Tornado watch continues until 10 p.m. for eastern North Carolina. Winter storm warnings for the North Carolina mountains. We're going to see a transition from rain to snow shortly here in the mountains. I think, Evan, you said portions of far western North Carolina already seeing some snow, correct?
Absolutely. I think probably as we speak, we're seeing that cold front push into the Smokies along the North Carolina-Tennessee border, just to the east of Gatlinburg. The high elevations there, Mount LeConte, Clingman's Dome, Newfound Gap, and that highway that I can never remember the number of that passes through Newfound Gap, are likely approaching snowfall. Matter of fact, we're about to get an update from that Newfound Gap weather station in the next 10 minutes. So I've been monitoring that on and off throughout this live stream. But oftentimes we see temperatures drop in the high elevations before we do the low elevations with these cold fronts. That's just kind of the nature of how a cold front works. But this time, we're not seeing that as much. This is a very sharp cold front. It's just blasting through Western North Carolina and will eventually make its way all the way to the coast by tomorrow morning. So everyone's going to have a cold Christmas Day, but unfortunately on Christmas Eve, we're dealing with warm, muggy, wet tornadoes across eastern North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been wanting a cold Christmas, this is your Christmas for that. Let me see about that. So alert was in my ear because I heard it go off.
That's the new tornado warning for Edgecombe Johnston.
So this is going to be up. This is going to be continuing with this line towards Princeton and Wilson. Again, I think what they're doing is just covering the thread of one of those quick spin ups with this. So just be mindful if you live in that area of a quick spin up for this portion, Rocky Mount, Wilson, Nashville, North Carolina, until 4:30. These are quickly moving. So Evan, I think if it's okay with you, we will probably log off here. We'll continue to monitor these, and if something really develops and we see radar-wise that we need to break back in, we definitely will do that. But remember, tornado watch in effect until 10 p.m. tonight. A few tornado warnings, got a couple more minutes on them, but right now these are all associated with a line that we could see just some quick spin-ups. The radar may not even catch them. They could spin up and kind of do their thing and then dissipate before the next radar scan. So we'll continue to monitor that. And Evan, we will probably be posting some snow updates here in the next few hours.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys can check out National Weather Service Snowfall Forecast if you're wondering what it's going to be like in your neck of the woods. That is NOAA.gov, and you can search for your local city in the search bar. So go figure out how much snow you're expecting. Unless you're in West North Carolina, you're probably going to see zero. I'm sorry about that. But Merry Christmas to everyone who's joined in on this live special, and we'll keep you all updated through the evening.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Stay safe out there. Just be, especially if you live in the Eastern Carolinas, be aware of some severe weather. If you're in the Western Carolinas, be aware of winter weather. Stay safe out there. Send us your pictures. If you have any pictures of thunderstorms or flooding or winter storm or whatever, we'd love to see them at Carolina WX Group. Best way to get it on Twitter. That way we can get it out to our followers. So until next time, we hope you have a great Christmas. Again, we'll be monitoring the radar. Something is ominous or looking ominous, we will break back in for coverage. Until now, for Evan Fisher and everyone at the Carolina Weather Group, I'm Scotty Powell. Have a great afternoon. Let me see.